Alcohol.
Drugs.
Alcohol.
Drugs.
Alcohol.
Drugs.
I had a brother once, but then he drove home under the influence and flipped his truck over and lost his
I had a
license.
friend, and on St. Patrick's Day, she got a little too drunk and started attacking me.
Drugs and alcohol may seem for a first, but it can seriously.
Hi, my name is Shelly Cutman. I'm Renee's mom. When I was a sophomore in high school back in 1993, I wrote a piece for our high school newspaper on alcoholism, so I'm going to read it for you. How alcoholism affects everyone. Have you ever thought about all the alcohol and alcoholism in the world today? It's a very serious problem in today's society. Generally speaking, alcohol is bad because it kills people and can end up tearing families apart. It is not worth drinking because when you drink and drive, you are putting other lives in danger. When drinking alcohol, your senses slow down very fast. Your attitude can change. You can be normal 1 minute and totally a different person the next. Your attitude can change, making you really mean or very funny. When drinking alcohol, you can get very depressed and very emotional. There are merely some of the things that alcohol does to your behavior. Alcohol can affect your body in many different ways. For instance, it overworks your liver. This means you will retain fluids, mainly water. Plus, you can overwork your kidneys. Alcohol also kills lots of brain cells. All these effects from drinking alcohol can have a great effect on your heart, often leading to death. There are many ways that alcohol can tear families apart. The alcoholic is on an emotional roller coaster that makes him or her more sensitive to things. The alcoholic makes things seem worse than they really are. Therefore, it can cause a lot of fighting throughout the household. It also makes children feel like everything is their fault when really it has nothing to do with them at all. Today, alcoholics and their families have places to go, such as AA and Al-Anon. Children between the ages of 13 and 18 living with an alcoholic in the household have a place called Alateen, which is available. Alateen has to do with teens. It helps them with the alcohol-related problems in their household. Alateen is a place to talk about your problems or help understand what is going through the heads of your parents. Try Alateen, it helps a lot. If you're an alcoholic that wants help, take advantage and try AA. If you are a partner of an alcoholic, try Al-Anon. The only way programs will help is if you work it. There's a poem at AA, Al-Anon, and Alateen, which they say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Try them, they work.
Hi, my name is Debbie Sodi. I'm Renee Putman's grandmother, and I just want to share the story of my family with drugs and alcohol. I come from a family with 4 generations of alcoholics and drug addicts. It started with my grandfather, William Zerby, and he had 9 children. 8 of those children have either died of alcoholism, and their children are now alcoholics. And then some of the 4th generation, which is Renee's generation, some of those kids have become alcoholics and drug addicts. And my story kind of goes where as an adult, I've been married 3 times, and I married 2 men that were alcoholic drug addicts. Once I realized that there was a pattern going on here, I got into counseling and realized that generation after generation after generation, they just keep passing it down, and it's such an illness that the counseling makes you understand the alcoholism and teaches you to set boundaries, and you can still love your alcoholic, but you set boundaries with them. My mother, for example, was an alcoholic, and she died of kidney and liver failure because of the alcohol. And I loved my mom, and I learned how to love her with detaching and setting boundaries and not letting the alcohol interfere with our lives. When you're drinking on a regular basis, you kind of live on a roller coaster. And so when my mother would be happy one day and frustrated and angry the next, when she was angry, I would just back away and not be around her at that point. And I also have a sister that was an alcoholic, and from my counseling and Al-Anon, I learned how to love my sister with all of my heart and set boundaries with her. And when they get on these up and down roller coasters, it's hard. It's so hard on the person that's not drinking. So I just set my boundaries and detach and still love them. My 2 marriages, once I realized what's going on, the drugs and the alcohol, divorced both of them, and got myself and Renee's mom, Shelly, we got into counseling, learned how to live a different life to make our generations not become alcoholics and drug addicts.
Hey, I'm Renee Pubin, as you know. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my personal experiences with alcohol and drugs. As you've heard from my grandma and my mom, we've had a lot of alcoholics in my family. I've lost my grandpa, Bill Greiner, to alcoholism in 2010, and I lost my auntie, Linda Morgan, 2009. Both of them were very great, amazing people, but alcohol got the best of them. People take alcohol for so many different reasons, and it's all different. They take it so they can feel better, so they can forget, but when you take it, or when you drink it, your problems just come right back as soon as you're done. There's no forgetting, there's no leaving your problems. There's always someone and something that will make it come back. Alcohol is just a bad alternative. You can start drinking and driving without knowing. You can do stupid things that can get you hurt. There shouldn't be any reason for anyone to drink. Yeah, we do it to have fun. We do it to forget. We do it for so many different reasons. But the one thing we need to learn is why not to do it. Thank you for watching this public service announcement.
Why can't I cross this river?